Alright, so in our today's lesson we're going to be learning arrays, or you could also call it lists in Python. So first of all, let me share my screen. Is my screen shared? Okay. And the next thing I'm going to do is open the folder in VS Code. And here we are. So we talked about the lists yesterday as well, what lists are. Basically, collection of data is represented in 4 different ways in Python. The first one is, my goodness, the first one is, let me use some other source for the writing. Is the writing clearly visible to you? Collection of data in Python is represented in 4 different ways. Number first is called a list. What is a list? Let's define it. List is a collection which is ordered and changeable, and allows duplicate members. Number second is a tuple. What's a tuple? Is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable, and it also allows duplicate members. Third one is a set. Is a collection which is unordered and unindexed. And no duplicate members. Number 4, dictionary. What's a dictionary? Well, there is a collection which is unordered and it's changeable and indexed as well. No duplicate members. Now you see, in a set there cannot be any repetition. Let's say in math, this is how we write sets. Let's say A is a set and we use curly braces for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I cannot write 1 again. Why? Because that would be considered as a duplicate member or a repeated element. So there cannot be any repetition, there cannot be any duplicate numbers. Getting it? Well, for list there can be repetition, that's fine. So a list is then written in these square brackets, and I could say that 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. Yeah, that's fine. But here this one is not allowed. Repetition is not allowed. And just like for dictionaries as well, repetition is not allowed. So in dictionaries, then there is a key and a value. Well, we're not there yet. Today's lesson is just about lists. We haven't learned the tuple, the set and dictionary yet. So let's go back to the VS Code and let's continue. Let me revise what we learned yesterday. First of all, a list. How do we define a list in Python? First of all, we give it a name, and a name could be anything. Let's say, let me give it the name Fahad equals, and then the square brackets, and inside the square brackets, if now I'll be writing different items for the list, and each and every item, for item you need to remember this: if the item is a string, then it needs to be put in speech marks, and if it's a number, then you don't need to put the speech marks. Like let's say 1 comma, see, no speech marks. Now let's say the second element is an apple, so then the speech marks, the single or double, both are fine. Then the third element is, let's say 50 again, number, so no speech marks. And then the third element is, let's say, see, I'm now putting double quote signs or double speech marks. So then let's say the third element is Khan. Let's save it and let's print it on the screen. So print X. Let's run it. Not X, I mean, I forgot. What am I doing? The list name is Fahad, not X. So print it, and there you can see it. The list has been printed. 1, apple, 50 and Khan are the elements. Let's comment this out, or let's comment the print out, or let's just leave it, that's fine. Now how can we access a specific element in the list? So this is how we can access it. Now print the Fahad first, and then in the new line, this is what you need to do: Fahad, and then in square brackets, let me write down 1. So you see, in a list, each and every element has an index value, as I said here, that which is ordered and changeable, and it is indexed. Changeable, ordered and indexed. Let's write here, ordered and indexed. So there is an index for each and every value, for each and every item. So the first item has an index 0, the second one has an index 1, and then this one 2, this one 3. You could work with negative indices as well. So the last one is -1, the second last is -2, this one is -3, and this one is -4. So 1, and then print Fahad and -4. They're both gonna print the same thing, because for the first item I can use the index 1 or the index 4. Let's print it, let's see. So as you can see, this line, the whole list has been printed because of the first print Fahad. And then in the second line there is just apple. Why? Because I have, wow, it's supposed to be 0 index. Let me save it, because the first index is always 0. Okay, now they're the same. So this is for the print Fahad. The second one is for print Fahad at 0 index, which is 1. So 1 has been printed. And then in the next line, the last line, it's print Fahad index -4. So -4 is again this one, count from backwards. It's the same item. So you could access a same item in 2 different ways, using like the indices from left to right. So you start from 0 and you go on like 0, 1, 2, 3. And if you're counting backwards, then the last one is -1, and then count from right to left. Got it? Now let's say we want to change an item's value. How do we change that? Let's say in this list, I want to change this 1 to a banana. This is how we can do it. First of all, we will write down the Fahad, and in Fahad, index 0 equals, change the index 0. Change the index 0 to what? Change it to banana. And then after that, print Fahad again, the whole list. Let's see the changes. And let's uncomment this one as well. So show us the list, what exactly the list is, and then show us the changed one as well. As you can see, the first one is this here. On first index you have 1, and then when you changed it, then the 1 became banana. So this is how you can access and change a specific item in the list. We can change the 50 as well. Let's change it. So Fahad again, and the 50 is 012, second index. So let's write down 2 and then equals to, let's change it to orange. And orange is a string, and I have not put the speech marks. That's why it's under the VS Code is underlining it that there is a mistake. After putting the speech marks, see, now the underline is gone, that it is correct now. Run it and there you go. Banana, apple, 50. Well, after the orange I didn't print it. I need to see the result now. So print Fahad, print it now, and now you can see that the 50 is changed to orange. Let's change the Khan to another fruit name. Let's say now Fahad index. I could use the -1 as well, that's for the last one, or I could use the index 3. Change the -1 index to, let's say cherry, and it's a string, so we need to put the speech marks, quotes, and print the Fahad again. Here, the first one with 1 apple, 50 and Khan, the second one is changed to banana, the second one, the 50 is changed to orange, and the last one, banana, apple, orange, cherry. All items are fruits now. I changed all the items. Let's just leave this one. That's how we change an item. Now we haven't done looping yet, so let me tell you that when we learn looping, then we're gonna do something in lists as well. So you can also print the whole list using a loop. As we haven't done that, so let's just skip that one. Let's see what else we can do in lists. Is it clear till this point? If there is any question, go on, you can ask me. Now let's see, check if item exists in the list. So for that, that's really simple. We have the list already, that is Fahad. So now I'm just gonna write if else, and we have done if else statements already. So if mango in Fahad colon, that's how you write the if else statements. Then print yes, mango is in the list. Else print no, mango is not in the list. So what do you think? Which line will the Python print? Yes, mango is in the list, or no, mango is not in the list? The second one, yeah. No, mango is not in the list. Let's see. There you go. This is the list. It printed the list first and then here. No, mango is not in the list. Why mango is not in the list? Now let's change it from mango to apple and save, print again. So this is the list, and you know, I don't like the list to be printed over and over again, so I'm gonna comment this print out so that it's not printed. And now I just got one line, yes, mango is in the list. So we use if-else statements for that. The next thing I'm going to be giving you is, let's comment the whole thing out except for the list, so it's not included in the code. And now let me tell you how do you find the length of a list. That is very easy. We use a function for that, that is called the length function, and this is how you do it. So you just write the print, and then you write the function that is length, and always with the function you write those brackets, and inside that bracket you need to write the list name, which is Fahad. So we are trying to tell the Python that give us the length for the list Fahad. Let's see, and the length is 4. It means it has only 4 items. And yeah, it has 4 items: 1 apple, 50 and fun. So let's add another item. Let's say peach, and now let's run it again. So now as you can see, the length is 5. Got it? Yesterday we practiced the append function, if you remember. The way we used to insert new elements, new items into the list. Well, using append, the item is added at the end by default. What if you want to add an item in the specific index? You know what, let's make another list. So let's say this time the list name is just B, and the list contains only numbers. And now I want to change. First of all, let's apply the append function. So for the append function you need a variable, and then you need to write b.append, and then inside the brackets write down whatever you want. Let's say I want to add a high, that is an item, and add it to the list. And now print B. And as you can see there, now high is added at the end. Now there is another way of adding specific elements to the specific indices, assign them to the specific indices. So let's say now I want to add an element to the index 1. This is how I'm going to do it. First of all, I'm going to write again a variable, and then I'm going to write down the list name, which is B, and then dot, remember this, B and then dot, and then write down insert. I'm going to use the insert function, and then brackets, and then inside the brackets I'm going to write 2 things. The first one is the indices. So let me write down index 0, and then at index 0 add, let's say hello, and hello is a string, so we need to put the speech marks. Save it, and then print B, save it, print it, and as you can see, hello has been added. And I have commented out the append function, that's why the last element is back again 7. It's not high anymore. Let's say now I want to insert another variable, this time let's say b dot insert bracket, so at index 1 insert high. And print b. There you go. First hi, second one hello and hi. I changed the exact two elements, and now the hello has a 0 index and hi has 1 index, and then all the other indices are changed. One was before 0 index and now it is index 2. So it just shifts all the other items to the right. Is this enough? Or shall I go on? Enough? Okay. Then tomorrow we are going to be learning how to remove an item from the list using a remove function.